It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Great job.
Utah, give me 2.
2 L's, 2 Z's. What's up, everybody? Michael Govier. It's the Fabulous Waiver Wire, the live chat show. Look who's here already. Jordy is just ready to go 5 minutes prior to the show. What's up, Jordy? How you doing, my man? You all right? You feeling well? Unwell? Let's hear about it all. No BS here, guys. 2 L's, 2 Z's. That's for you, buddy.
Utah, give me 2.
Think Jose Soriano will annihilate my ERA? Sure he will. Can't last forever, can it? You know, there was a time when I was going to stream him, but then I didn't. Remember that Yankee start he had in Yankee Stadium, and he was outstanding? Just feels like it can't last forever. Right? A little concerned about that. Yo, that is apropos, by the way, because today's show will feature a lot of talk about one man. You probably know who I'm talking about. If you know me, you'll know that it's my guy, the Arizona Diamondbacks catcher, who is now, I believe, will never go back to the minors. He will permanently be with Arizona forevermore.
Yo, Adrian!
That's right. There it is. My guy, ADC. ADC.
Yo, Adrian!
Yo, Adrian. Adrien Del Castillo. Hey, Jaybird. What's up, buddy? How you doing? What's cooking? Good to see you here. Joe's in his house. Hey, give a gove, give a gove, give a gove a bone. There you go. What's up, Joe? What's going on? Joe, with the Adley Rutschman comparisons to Matt Wieters, I'm going to give you first props on that. If it ends up coming true, never forget that Joe Chris said it. Okay, everybody? I'll lock you in. So the show has officially started. Take advantage of the live chat. I'm here for you. Baseball still exists. Football is here. It's getting more intense now, right? But the show has officially started. See? That means the show has begun. Please follow us, subscribe, like the videos. You know how this stuff works. Just support the show by doing that, please. It's very minimal. It's like the least, it takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds, right? This Scheffler guy is pretty good at golf. Oh, yeah, you're watching the British Open, final round of the British Open. Is it over? Because they are a few hours ahead of us over there, if you're in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. It's probably close to being over, I would assume. That's cool. But, yeah, yesterday I did a football draft in real time, in person. It was awesome. So I'm very excited about football. Met some new peeps. A lot of cool people. Spencer and Jeff and Rory and Josh and David and Ryan and the 2 Johns. There were 2 guys named John, and they were both father and son, John and John Jr. They were in the draft. This is for the Scott Fish Bowl. Those of you who don't know, the Scott Fish Bowl is a charitable fantasy football tournament. Very cool. Glad to be a part of it. And we did a live draft at a place called Hopcat here in Detroit, which is a excellent little bar. And we had a great time. So I look forward to seeing those guys again soon. That draft is ongoing. And there's going to be more football content now. About to switch gears a bit and get the football content rolling here for us on the channel. So just already preparing you guys for that for a couple weeks, but get over yourselves, you baseball weirdos. I love baseball and I love football. That's fine. Jordy says, pretty much the most dominant player since Tiger. Yeah, hard to argue, right? Did he end up winning? Is that what's happening? At any rate, we're here to talk baseball. So what do you need to know? What's happening? Let's go. I'm here for you. Oh, Tim's here. What's up, Tim? Yo.
Yo, Adrian!
You going to pick up Adrien Del Castillo, Tim? Have you already done so? I mean, this guy can hit for power. He can hit for average. He can do it all. It's got that lefty stroke. It's beautiful. It's a no-brainer. He's a must-add. Must-add. Shout out to Mike, Virginia on that one. By the way, Mike and Britton, they're both on vacation, enjoying their lives, so that's why they're not here today. They're not lazy. They're just living it up. So make sure you follow him at _Mike VA on Twitter X. And Britton Allen, 2 T's, 2 L's, his Yukon Cornelius Discord channel, which is totally free. That's in the description. The link is there for you always, okay?
Yo, Adrian!
So, Tim says, Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge. I can dig on that. Okay, I like that. Joe says, I can't pick up ADC because I already got Cal Raleigh and Augustine Ramirez everywhere. Well, that's a hell of a combo. If you're not fortunate enough to have Cal Raleigh, then you definitely would keep Augustine if it's 2 catchers and slide in ADC next. That's a great combo, too. Augustine and ADC together. Mwah. That's great. I'm hoping to have that be a part of my routine sooner than later. But you want to get radical? Who wants to get radical here? You want to take it up a notch?
Wow, dude.
What if I told you that ADC would outperform Cal Raleigh rest of season only? You would be like, that's stupid. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And you owe me an apology immediately.
I apologize.
Yeah, I understand why you'd say that. But, Cal Raleigh's incredible run cannot last forever. And it's hard to believe that when a guy's been so good that he won't be as good and that you won't get the production you need, maybe in the most important time of the year, head-to-head fantasy playoffs, for example. Just saying. Something to think about, man. I'm going to just leave that out there. We'll see how that plays out rest of season from July 21st onward, okay? And, maybe I'll regret that.
Thank you, Jesus.
I don't know. Jaybird says, you can't let them both have the weekend off. You let them both have the weekend off. Oh, it's a Simpsons quote, says Tim. He can't claim it. Well, you could have claimed it, Tim, and got away with it. That says a lot about you and your character and your integrity, Tim. Well done. Proud of you. You don't have to apologize.
I apologize.
But he didn't apologize, did he? Star Platinum's here. What's up, my man? Star Platinum says that anyone who needs a middle infielder, Luke Keishel, is in rehab. Should be back next year? Next week? Is that what you meant? Oh, there it is. Followed up next week. Okay, gotcha. That's why Roto is king, says Jay Bird. He doesn't like head-to-head. A lot of people play head-to-head, and we love it, though. So Zach says, isn't this... Oh, fuck. Is it? Yeah, I don't care. That's funny, though, Zach. Very good. Very, very good. We're always a week behind here, I guess, because you count, what, a 3-day week? The opening weekend, and then this stupid All-Star week. Are those weeks? Because I'm not counting them. I don't give a shit what anybody says, okay?
Yo, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. Oh, Jordy says, Eric Getty's starting his rehab. Very excited about that. I'm hoping to get some good value out of him, maybe for probably in August, obviously. He'll be back. It was a thumb issue, remember, so it wasn't a shoulder, it wasn't an elbow, it wasn't anything arm-related, just a stupid thumb injury from that fluke bullshit that happened. So, the good news is Spencer Arrighetti is ready to go. And I'm expecting to get some strikeouts. He's on a good Houston team, and they need him. So I'm hoping he'll be good. I'm hoping he'll grow here, but I'm a little concerned that this delay has stunted Arrighetti's growth, and we'll see what we get out of him once he comes back. Zach says, it is the 18th Fab run. Okay, you're right. Zach knows more than anybody else, so I absolutely don't doubt that. I guess maybe we should cancel the show. Turn it off, right? Why is my connection poor? I'm always, guys, pro tip on the podcast, always plug into your hard lines. Don't do a show on wireless internet, Wi-Fi. But for some reason, it says my signal is weak. That doesn't make any sense. See, it makes no sense.
Yo, Adrian.
I'll have to look into that later. All right, so, oh, yeah, it was a freak accident. You're right about that. What am I gaining XP for? Am I about to level up? Yeah, so they got this new thing on here. Let me look on the YouTube side of things over here. So they got, everybody gets to be competing now. Who's the number one fan? It's a new thing that YouTube's doing called Leaderboard. So currently at the moment, the top fan is Jaybird, tied with Jordy. Oh, we got a 4-way tie for this show. The current leaders, the number one fans of this episode. Again, this is according to YouTube's new thing they're doing. It's called Leaderboard and allows you guys to rank yourselves about who's the biggest Pallazzo supporter, blah, blah, blah. And we got a 4-way tie between Jordy, Jaybird, Joe Chris, and Tim so far. But Zach's right behind with 50, so him and Star Platinum could make a run here. The more you chat, the more points you get. So they're supposed to drive you to be like I'm the number one dude. It's very, I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's something else to do while you're in the chat, right? Is that fun? I don't know. But that's what that shit means. What big trade is going to shake up the fantasy world? I'm sure a closer or two. You know, we just did the Friday show, Jay Bird, with me and Sam Wershing, Sam the man, Santa Claus, beautiful man. It was a lot of fun. We talked about possible cui bono, who benefits, fallout from possible trades, which we don't know for sure, but we took our best guess at just throwing out a few. And we focused a lot on the Diamondbacks. And I got to say, it's not over for Arizona. I think maybe we're rushing to judgment a little bit. They're only one game under 500. Giants have lost 4 in a row. So they could totally pass the Giants. And if we look at the wild card right now, I'm not sure that this Arizona sell-off that I think a lot of us kind of just universally felt was, the biggest Pallazzo pal. That's right, buddy. It's like YouTube social credit. That's exactly what it is.
Great job.
So dumb. Where's Uncle Toro? Yeah, I think Uncle T's a little bit in hiding. If he sees Zach in the chat, I think he's making a run for it. The fact that Zach has shown up, he's in hiding. Zach says Grichuk has 4 left-handed pitchers this week. Schneider versus 3 this week and 4 next week. Big pickups in the 12-teamers, Jay Bird. Get him! All right. That comes from the Fab man himself. They call Vlad Sedler the Fab Whisperer, right? What's funny is I like Vlad. I always have. But I'm no longer a subscriber to FTN, so I don't have access to that article. And that used to be every week I would look at that thing. But this entire year I've been without it. And I've been able to survive. So just kind of an interesting thought to kind of look back, because I was in every year for 2 years at least. I was reading the Sunday night article with the updates from Vlad. And, of course, he lays out all the matchups and everything that Zach's describing here as well. But I've been free of that for a year now. And, things are still going okay. I wouldn't say they're any worse than they were. That's for sure. Just an interesting observation about how things change and, who knows best? Who's the master of fab and waiver wiring? Nobody is. There's not one single person who owns anything. Let's be clear on that. I'm an American, and we believe in the free market, right? No monopolies. These are righties, so Ted wouldn't care. Here, Ted, are you hiding? I bet Ted's lurking, but he's afraid to get in the chat right now. It's okay, Ted. You're welcome back. You just got to own your own takes, But I don't want anyone to feel like they can't express themselves freely here. I really don't. This is an open place, an open source chat. And if you want to be the number one fan, Ted, you can get in the leaderboard pretty quick right now. You still got a chance. The Reds made it to 5 above 500. Let's buy a closer. No shit. Okay, so I was just going to pull this up. Let me go back to that. I just want to look at the standings real quick and give you guys some information here. So, if you see, this is the wild card standings. My Tigers, 6 straight losses. They're slipping. They're falling. I can't get up. Yo, slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Yeah, it's been rough. Oh, Jaybird says, Fab is by far my weakness. That's very honest. I love that kind of honest talk, buddy. I'm going to lock you in. Well done.
Yo, Adrian!
So over on the National League side, look at this. So here we go. Right now, the Padres are the last wild card in. The Diamondbacks are 4.5 out. The Giants are slipping. The Cardinals are trash. We all know that's over. We can put that to bed, right? Look at the Marlins, by the way. Only 5 games under 500. They've won 4 straight. This team battles, man. Even though they have a minus 52 run differential. But yeah, the Reds are right there now. Terry Francona has been saying all year he loves this team. So the Reds making moves now. Starting Noel V. Marte in right field. That's fun, right? Like to see that.
Great job.
That's real good news. If you've had Marte, he's definitely going to be in that lineup. But the Diamondbacks can have a good August here. They can decide, you know what, we're just going to hold on to everybody and we're going to make a run. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they're just going to sell. Over on the AL side, Boston currently has the last wildcard spot, neck and neck with Tampa Bay. The Rangers, who are taking it to my Tigers this weekend.
Go Tigers.
Although there's no Nathan Eovaldi tonight. He got scratched with back tightness, which sucks. Isn't it amazing that Eovaldi has an ERA that is still under 2, right? Right? Isn't that crazy? I know he's missed time, so it's not like I don't know if he technically would be a qualified pitcher this year or not, but he still has a 1.58 ERA in 91 innings. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Amazing. Wow, that's amazing. It blows my mind.
Wow, dude.
Really does. So yeah, the Rangers are in the hunt. The Angels, they will fade. I'm just not buying it. They got to go to bed. And Cleveland's bouncing back 7-3 over the last 10, desperately trying to salvage their season. And I still believe they will. I think Cleveland's going to play their best ball of the year here and go on a massive run, kind of like the Tigers did last year. Maybe not to the extent that the Detroit run did last year, which was legendary, but Cleveland will not go away quietly. So, all this to say, the Reds need a closer? What's wrong with Emilio Pagan? He got you this far. I figured you might as well keep on going, right? Got another save last night, dude. Look at this. The guy just keeps getting it done. He's got a whip under 1, 51 Ks in 41 innings, too, so he's missing bats consistently, 21 saves on the season, and it's really the last month for Pagan, last 30 days, he's been good. So there's no signs of wear and tear or that he's falling apart. It's just that you don't trust him, Jordy? Is that all it is? Is that the bottom line? Because I'd love to know the truth on that. Because there's no reason for... they can't justify Pagan getting removed. They can add a reliever, but Pagan's going to have to lose this job, which means he'll have to suck, right? Yes, we'll agree on that. Okay. Suarez wants to come back to Detroit. Yep, we're hearing that bit. They need a hitter. They need someone who can hit some dongs, hit for power desperately. That's what I see with my Tigers. Man,
Go Tigers.
I don't want to be negative, but you got to call it like it is. You know, the Tigers were playing over their skis. They were out of their minds. Zach McKinstry is done. There's no way in hell he'll play as well as he did this year rest of season. That's a no-brainer. That almost doesn't even need to be said, right, Marty? Marty's my guy, Marty Tallman. Shout out. What's up, Marty? How you doing, brother? Check it in. And Marty, he knows what I know. He knows the truth about this Tigers team, that the hitting is overachieved, and they're going to need another bat or two to reinforce this lineup. Maybe it comes from the minors. Give somebody a shot here. Hi-you, just saying. Michael, happy Sunday. Scooble is ending the losing streak tonight. Now, I do agree with that. I bet Scooble pitches out of his mind. I don't have any doubt about that. But the question is, well, with Jacob Latt starting now and no Nathan Eovaldi, the Tigers should probably win tonight. I'm going to lock that in, too. Your boy Slade got a raw deal Friday. Has a killer schedule coming up. Yeah, Slade went 8 1/3. Tough break there. Didn't he? By the way, Slade Ciccone, he got the win, though. Are you saying just because he gave up those bogus runs in the end? Yeah. He still was pretty good. He didn't miss a lot of bats. He only had 2 Ks, but he went 8 1/3 innings. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm still pretty happy with him. Jackson Merrill scratched. Hey, Dave. What's up, Dave? Dave White. He's got a football player in his avatar. Football, Dave? The Guardians and Reds push their pitchers. You're damn right they do. Jordy says, Eovaldi's back is sore from carrying my points team for like 8 weeks. It's amazing what he's done, even though he's been hurt. But when he's played, he's been a game changer. Pretty cool, huh? Let's see. Cleveland doesn't have the pitching depth. Oh. Okay. I see that Britain changed the banner below, so we now gratefully, he changed the Venmo. He got rid of all of my offerings. If you look at this banner down here, I'm just reading this now real time on the show. I created the banner so that we could skip the YouTube chats because they take 30%, these greedy fucks. But look, if you want to cut out the middleman, Venmo at Britton-Allen. And it will be shared with everybody who works at Pallazzo. So Britain is now in charge of the finances here. That's awesome. Congratulations. You didn't tell me you did that. Oh, well done, Britain. Are we battling now? Are we battling for financial supremacy on the show where we make so much money? Let me know, Britain. Are you watching live? I got to find... I just noticed this. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, donate to Britain. Who cares? It doesn't matter. All right, back to the show. Charles is here. What's up, my man? Good to see you, brother. Chad says Cleveland doesn't have the pitching depth. Yeah, maybe not. In one league, a guy got Kurtz for $87. A couple weeks later, I paid 4 times that for Caglianone. Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. They're not the same guy necessarily right now, are they? Star says he got Kurtz for $87 because he got off to a slow start. And Augustine Ramirez had 2 home runs on that Sunday, and he was the top pick. Yeah, I remember that. He got called up, and he had that monster week. He had 4 home runs that week, I believe. Augustine Ramirez did. He was crushing it. Tigers need a power bat for sure, says Jay Bird, but don't trade Clark or McGonigal. Yep. I think that's a general consensus for most Tigers people. Pagan is fine, but we need another guy that handle high leverage. Ashcraft could step up, though. He's been good since coming back. Yeah, Todd's here. What's up, Todd? Slayer. Yeah. Isaac Paredes heading back to Houston for MRI. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. He'll probably hit the IL. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. Austin Riley's coming back Tuesday, says Marty. That's good news for you Riley lovers. I was expecting Riley to have a great June. Unfortunately, July. He's missed a lot of July, so that's been a bummer. Chad says, I wouldn't sell McKinstry short. He always flashed, but he was trapped in the logjam in L.A., so he hadn't fully fleshed out. I'm going to. I'm going to lock it in, and I feel fine about it. But to each his own. Your call. Kurt's Rookie of the Year, says Charles. Cool. All right. Yeah, why not? I don't know. Okay, so as far as the coming week, guys, what are we thinking? What's on your mind? What are you trying to achieve right now? Where are we? I mean, what are the options remaining? Do you guys know? Are you trying to win a title? Are you trying to just place? I'd like to know. Let me know in the comments here. Because this week, looking at the two-start pitching streamers, Jacob Lopez, who's, he's still getting the job done. He's got Texas and Houston on the road this week. I don't fear Texas, especially in that ballpark. The Houston matchup, a little more suspect, I guess. He's 20, he's generally available in a lot of leagues still. Davis Daniels is going to get a two-start week, it looks like, for the Braves. That's a guy who's available everywhere, and he's got San Francisco at home, and then he'll be at Texas. So San Francisco's struggling a bit, and I don't fear that Texas offense, especially in Globe Life, like I said. So Davis Daniels is a very cheap, widely available guy you could take a look at for the Braves. He's a former Angel. Now he's over in Atlanta. Looks like we got Dick Fitz on for 2, but he's at Philly and the Dodgers at home. That's tough. Don't know if I love that for Dick Fitz. Here we go. It seems like this happens every 3 weeks. The Sean Burke, Shane Smith double whammy 2-starter, except that why does Fantasy Pros do this? It says that Sean Burke is starting on Monday against Tampa, and then it says that Shane Smith starts on Tuesday, but then on Sunday Shane Smith is starting against the Cubs. He's jumped ahead of Sean Burke. What the hell? What the hell's going on around here? I don't understand it.
Wow,
doesn't make any sense
dude.
to me sometimes. I like this Fantasy Pro setup, but I don't trust it half the time. You have to do your research and double check everything. Annoying. Durf Boy. Hey, where you been, Durf? Good to see you. Man, I haven't seen Durf Boy in a minute. Start Noah Camera against the Cubs, or start Cade Horton against the Royals. Noah Cameron has got great ratios. Doesn't miss as many bats. Cade Horton, I gave up on him about a month ago, so I kind of tuned out. I was like, I don't think this is his year. Even though he's been in the rotation, he's staying in there. He had one great start against Cleveland, but otherwise, it's real miss a lot of times. He's still learning how to pitch. He's not missing as many bats, striking guys out like I'd like to see, Cade Horton. So I'm going to go with Cameron just because of the option to trust him for ratios. Especially if it's a new week. I don't know if you're doing head-to-head or you're doing roto, whatever the hell you got going on. But Cameron's been looking really good. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer to start Noah Cameron over Cade Horton. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Okay? Great. Woohoo! Charles says, wondering how many more starts before Misoski goes to the bullpen to save his arm for the playoffs? Is that a problem? Is that a problem for Misoski? Because, okay, let's go look at the innings pitched last year. So in 2024, he had 97 innings pitched. I see what you're saying. And this year, he's already right there. He's got 63 innings at AAA and 25 in the big league. So, no, the guy pitched 100 innings last year. So I think they can go to 130, 140. I don't think they're really going to, they might skip a start, but I don't think there's any way he's going to the bullpen at all. And again, I'm going to lock myself in on that. Okay? Stack St. Louis hitters. Oh, bye. St. Louis this week is at Colorado. Oh. We're always targeting. What did, okay, so how bad was it at Coors this weekend? Let me take a look here. Tyler Freeman's sitting today. That sucks. So, double digits last night. The Rockies scored 10, and the Rockies scored 6. 6-4 on Friday night against Minnesota. 10-6 Saturday night. So we've seen a fair amount of runs. That's 16. That's 10 overall as a total. Yeah, it's summertime, of course. The St. Louis should be able to score a lot of runs. You're right. I think that's a good call. Oh, and Chad says Smith hit the IL. Well, there you go. Bye-bye. Arenado over Mark Vientos. I'm not doing it. Actually, maybe Zach set me up last week, but I ended up winning. This. If you remember last week's show, Zach was in the live chat saying that Mark Vientos was available in the main event that Zach and I play in. We're in a main event together on NFBC. And I ended up winning the bid on Vientos. I didn't think I would because there's some guys with big ass money in our league still that could have totally outbid me, but I guess that says something about Vientos. Generally, people think he sucks, right? Is that because I won Vientos for, by the way, I won Vientos for $33, which was a lot of money for me. I didn't think I would end up spending that money. I was so bummed. I was surprised I won it for that much. I just thought it would get totally outbid. And the next highest bid on Vientos was $3.
Funky butt loving. Did you say funky butt loving? Oh.
Yeah, so I hate when that happens, but so it goes. So that was a bummer, but that's okay. I got Vientos now, and I like him. Are you saying that you'd rather have Arenado? Arenado? Is that really the world we're living in? Just because he's going to be hitting a Coors? I mean, he hasn't done jack squat. It seems like a big risk just to give him a look, give him a go. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that. I'm definitely pro Vientos much more. He's going to hit for more power here. He had a triple, right? Then he's had some triples. He's shown some power. He's been getting on base, getting base hits. The power's got to come here. It just has to come. And if it doesn't, then I'll look like a loser. So Joe says in 5 RCLs over 95 and 4, 5, 12, team 3 wrote a bit of winner the break. 7. In 5 RCLs over 95 in 4 to 5, 12 team roto. Oh, okay. I see. 3 bench, 3 IL. I win in the break in 7th and 13th in the overall. Licking the Razzballers' butts. Hell yeah. Okay. Very cool. I see. Nice job, man. Charles says 5th place. Finally, pitching is better. I couldn't get the Olsen deal done. Yeah. Charles was talking with me on Twitter X and on the YouTube commentary after the last show about getting Luzardo or Olsen. And I said I prefer Olsen just because of the consistency might be a little better. He wanted my Brian King. This is a holds league, too, so you got to take that into context, folks. And I get Luzardo, which I did not want. Yeah, Luzardo can, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Luzardo's a mystery. Damn, I'm late. What's good, gang? You're never too late. B. Henny in the house. That's right. What's up, my man? Wynn is hitting again. Hey, someone alert Mike Virginia. Mason Wynn is hitting again. Jaybird says yes to Arenado. Okay, all right. Todd says Holiday with the solo shot. Whee! Jackson Holiday. In first and 4 out of the 5 RCLs over 95 points. Oh, this makes more sense. And in first place, 12-team roto, winning the break 7th and 13th overall. Okay, so he clarified. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for sharing. B. Henny says, Dylan C, 10 Ks, turnaround second half? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you can't trade for him now because the person who has him rostered is not going to deal him because they just saw him strike out 10 guys. I'd be shocked if people would move him now. It's too late. Had to get him before the break. Fun stash alert. Martin Perez is starting a rehab assignment. Yeah, sure. Why not? He can surprise. He does. He often surprises. This week, they both suck. Okay. Robbie Ray, 4 innings, 86 pitches. Well, it happens sometimes. Ketel Marte's house got robbed. Poor bastard's had a rough year. His house got robbed. The whole thing with his mother. I mean, man, I feel bad for Ketel Marte. Somebody get that guy a mental health wellness check. That's why he went on the restricted list here for a few days, but he is back, right? He's on the roster and should be back this week. I'd be starting him just freely without worry, but that is a rough one. These athletes getting robbed, man. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what Ice Cube said a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yo, Adrian!
Yeah, yo, Adrian. But long before that, it was always about checking yourself before you wreck yourself. You got that? You got that? Anyways, yeah, Joe Burrow got robbed. Remember, Joe Burrow was going to buy the Batmobile, but then he got robbed and he got all depressed about it. I don't know. There's like a conspiracy to rob athletes. They got a lot of money. They got a lot of cool stuff. So we all know when they got to play a sporting event because it's, you got to be at the ballpark. You got to be at the stadium 1:00 Sundays or 7:00 at night on a Tuesday. So they know where you'll be if you're not going to be home. If you don't have family or other people to be watching your home, it does set you up and leaves you exposed. That's too bad. But that's okay. That's why you got to have bodyguards and shit like that, right? Right? Am I right or am I right? I think I know what I'm talking about here. Yeah. You better check yourself or you wreck yourself. See? Could have said better, Ice Cube. Thank you so much. You better check yourself or you wreck yourself. All right, back to the chat here. I'm just proud of myself for finally benching Albies. Didn't he hit a grand slam the other night or a 3-run homer? That was fun. You benched him, he hits a 3-run homer. Also, I had given up on Robert Garcia before the All-Star break as the closer. I finally said, this Texas closer situation is just chaos. He hadn't had a save in like forever. I'm like, it's over, man. And he was giving up hits, and it was just not looking good every time he hit the mound. But then he comes out on Friday, his first appearance post All-Star break against my Tigers. What does Robert Garcia do? He shuts them down and gets a save and looks good doing it. So now there were a lot of leagues where I didn't drop him, but I just was benching Robert Garcia because it's that Spencer Steer thing where like I don't want to just drop a guy entirely and then have him burn me. Because I still thought he was one of the better options in the back of that Texas bullpen. Bochy and closers. We've talked about this before. But I think Garcia is getting the chance. And if David Robertson, by the way, apparently had a pitching session. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? And it was basically to show that he still has the stuff for a lot of teams in MLB. And the expectation is that David Robertson will sign with someone soon. So will it be with Cincinnati? Or Texas? Jordy, you want David Robertson in there to compete for saves potentially? He's pitched in Texas before. They want to bring another old man. They got 39-year-old Chris Martin, so why don't they bring in old man time David Robertson too? Why not? Let's just get stupid, right? Stupid. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check yourself or you wreck yourself. Oh, I tried to delete that. Okay, Joe, thanks. I benched Albies 2 in my main. I got Michael Harris still in my team in my main. And he just sits there on the bench, but I won't drop him because I'm afraid he'll somehow finally get it going. But if somebody dropped Mark Ventos in our main, I probably should have dropped Michael Harris. Ugh, it's a nightmare. I want to believe in Ventos. I've been holding since the draft, and I think he's got a second-half guy. Absolutely. I support everything you're saying in this statement, Jordy. Absolutely. Well done. Cease on waivers in your... Oh, pick them up right now. Absolutely. In a 10-team league? Yeah, that's definitely something that's possible. Definitely pick up Cease. The guy I really wanted third base rest of the season is Noelvi Marte if he plays every day. He will. I just said earlier in the show, he's playing in right field now, so he's going to be playing every day. I really believe that. And I don't need to believe it. I think what we're seeing from the trends of playing time, and the Reds know they need Marte's bat if they want to make a go of this for real. He's a part of what they're doing, right? So I don't think there's any doubt about the playing time. He should be a regular. Marte should be a regular for the Reds. Okay? A report just came out that the A's have made Mason Miller pretty much untouchable. Okay, well, yeah, I wouldn't expect they would trade him. Joe says, Chandler Simpson leading off versus a lefty today. Well, that's fun. Good for him. Stroman starting today. Start all Braves. Ridiculous he is still in the rotation. Yeah, how about I never pick him up. I can't trust him at all. He's just like one of these guys. They're forced to start Stroman because they have nothing left. The Yankees rotation is a disaster. It's disaster transport. Have you ever been to Cedar Point, by the way? That was a stupid ride. There's a place called Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. Us Midwesterners, it's a rite of passage. When you're young, your 8th grade class goes to Cedar Point for like this summer or end of the year trip before they go into 9th grade. And I didn't not get to go on mine because I got in trouble. You believe that? You better check yourself or you wreck yourself. You're right. I should have checked myself before I wrecked myself because I wrecked myself. I didn't get to go to Cedar Point and ride disaster transport. But eventually I did, and that ride sucked. It's basically an enclosed roller coaster, indoor roller coaster that wasn't even cool. It's a piece of shit. It really was disaster transport. You know what I mean? Ice Cube is definitely from my era. NW. There you go, Jay Bird. I like it. There you go, just for you.
You better check yourself or you wreck yourself.
You know, I got some others too. We could mix it in. It's important that you check yourself, because if you don't check yourself, you will wreck yourself. And, you know, that's a time-honored thing. So, and if you're not going to do that, the first thing you should do is probably run a check to find out if you need to check yourself.
So you better run a check. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
There you go. Drop any of these. I think, Huey, didn't you say this last week? Is this a repeat question? I believe it is. I remember. I'm doing these shows every week. I'm listening. I'm actually looking at your questions and your commentary, and I absorb. Oh, let's check the leaderboard here. See, who's the number one fan right now? Oh, it's still a tight race. Wow, we have a 10-way tie for number one on today's show. The number one Pallazzo Pal. That's so funny. By the way, you see I changed the Venmo back to me now. I don't know why Britain just didn't create a different banner. Because we got, on StreamYard here, you have all these banners. There's like 6 different original ones you can create. So he could have started his own banner, but he replaced mine. So now we got the secret banner war going on. Oh, I love Britain. He's a funny guy. So drop any of Helio, Butler, Noel V. Holiday, Jacob Wilson, Cam Smith, or William Contreras for Ward, Hayes, Barger. That's just too big, man. It's gigantic. This is huge. I like Lawrence Butler, but I guess some people are afraid of him now. So I don't know how you could drop Jacob Wilson. I know that he probably won't hit for the average that he's been at rest of season, but he's still the leadoff guy in a great ballpark, and he's still having a hell of a year. He's still good. So I can't drop him, can I? Cam Smith? I'd drop Cam Smith, I guess. But I like Austin Hayes. I love Barger. Hayes and Barger are 2 guys I'd like to add without a doubt. So you pick the guy you want to drop that's best for your team context. I can't really know based on this for sure what's the best way to go. But I like Barger a lot. And Hayes had a double dong game, I think, the other day. So if he's healthy, it's great. But when Austin Hayes' hammy goes, there goes your season, right? Crazy how often these big-name athletes are getting robbed. Yeah, it's weird shit, huh? Charles wants to know, Stowers or Kurtz at utility spot and head-to-head points? No bench bat. I have starting pitchers as bench spots. Well, let's go to the tape this week. Matchup City. The Marlins this week are taking on San Diego at home, and then they're at Milwaukee. That's a good place to hit, right? Is it not? And then Oakland. The A's have 7 games. If you want the extra game, go ahead. They're at Texas and at Houston. So I like Stowers slightly more, but if you want the extra game to try to gain the advantage of volume for the week, then Kurtz gets the extra game. Theoretically, though, there could be benchings. They might not start. You know how that shit goes. Don't know which, but both mine are front runners. Both New Yorks are front runners for Robinson. Okay, the Mets and the Yankees. All right. Vlad hits 20 dongs second half. He's got to wake up at some point. I like that. He crushed one today, and he's only got 13 dongs on the year. That's just pathetic. Charles, your team must be so good it doesn't matter. Kudos. There you go. See? Oh, look at this, everybody. Mikey V in his house. Hey, buddy. See you next week. Hit the Panama Red button. You got it. There you go.
I bet you would, Panama Red.
Mike, this is our new button today. Have you heard this one? I thought he said it a little more distinctly, but that's from the movie. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. Pretty cool. Make sure you guys follow Mike on Twitter X @_MikeVA. He's the man. You know that, obviously. Joey B leaned into the Home Alone meme after the robbery and booby traps his house now. That's hilarious. Hey, props to Charles P. Thank you, Jason. There you go, buddy. Yanks should just bring up all their minor leaguers. Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. Fantasy Sports is here. What's up, buddy? In head-to-head, in redraft head-to-head points, in order, who are your top 3 players of this group rest of season? Okay. Profar, Vinny P, Lawrence Butler, Mr. Ward, Luis Robert, and Albies. Well, I think I'm definitely including Luis Robert in that. Definitely. What's Profar been up to since he's been back now? He's been back for most of July, so Oh, he scored a run like every day. That's very consistent. Looks like he scored a run for 6 straight days. That's pretty cool. He's hitting leadoff. That's great. That's hard to argue with. Now, Lawrence Butler, I know some of you guys are getting down on Lawrence Butler, but he's still hitting leadoff, and he's always in the lineup. He had a double dong game before the break. He's stolen a couple bags before the break, too. The best part of his season, I still think, is here. I really do. Doesn't matter that he sat yesterday. He sat once. He's been in the lineup way more than he hasn't. And that ballpark and this heat and summertime and the living's easy. Sublime. Bradley Noel. He loved heroin so much he had to die for it. It's a tragedy. But maybe, is it better to burn out than to fade away? I remember I heard that when I was in high school. It was the first time I ever heard that. Yo, dude, is it better to burn out than fade away, bro? Come on, live fast, die young. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Right? Love you, Jenny. Hey, Jenny! 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 Oh, I'm just being stupid right now. Okay, so anyways, let's focus on this. Robert Butler Profar. Okay?
And that's all I have to say about that.
Got it? There you go. Mike Virginia loves it. Yeah, one more time for Mikey, of course.
I bet you would, Panama Red.
I bet you would love it, Panama Red. I love that drop, too. It's hilarious. Oh, here's the one I don't play very often anymore because it's so, like, crass and vulgar, and I don't know if YouTube gets pissed, which is stupid. I hate that shit, but...
Whatever, motherfucker!
Oh, that makes me laugh. So there you go. Barger moved down to 6 in the lineup. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care, Charles. I still like him. Another ballpark check off his list that he's hit a home run in. Cool. Chad says the parade is officially to the IL. Brendan Rodgers on the 60-day. Whitcomb and John Singleton? Is he back again? Holy shitballs. John Singleton, round 40. Welcome back, John. Welcome back. Wow. I thought that was all Jonathan Singleton had to say about that, but it wasn't.
And that's all I have to say about that.
It wasn't. Jordy says, I went to Cedar Point once, and the coasters were better, but Kings Island was the better park overall. Oh, bullshit. In Cincinnati? I know Kings Island. I never actually went there, though, so I cannot comment. So I'm just going to take your word for it, but I'd be surprised if Kings Island was better than Cedar Point. I really would. Star says, they paid Butler. He will play. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for making it so succinct. Profar is solid. Yes, he is. He's back. And, I was kind of like, I'm not feeling it now, but I was wrong. Hey, everybody. I was wrong. I admit when I'm wrong, and I want you guys to know that, okay? I probably should have run a check.
So you better run a check.
Should check myself. I didn't check myself, and we need to have more checks on this show. That's what we need to do, okay? Right? I think we all agree there.
Wrong!
I was wrong. That's right. Scheffler does it again. Wow. Unbelievable. This guy's a god. A golden god. Okay, so back to the 2-star streamers real quick. I was mentioning them earlier. A few others of note that could be available that you might want to be in business with this week. Joey Cantillo gets a 2-star week against Baltimore at home. Then he's at Kansas City. I kind of like that. This is a guy widely available. Yes, he hasn't been a dominant pitcher so far, but he's been missing bats for sure. And he just had a 2-star week before the break. He went 4 innings, had 7 Ks at Houston, and then against the White Sox, he went 5 1/3 with 6 Ks, and some runs were scored, and some people were walked. I do admit that. But he's got, on the season, this was him as a reliever, too, before he came back to the rotation. 54 Ks in 41 innings. I just think there's more on the bone there with Joey Cantillo. So 2-star week against those matchups. I think those are pretty solid matchups with Baltimore and KC, too. So... And that's in Cleveland with Baltimore, not at Camden, which would change things probably a little bit for me. Gusto, Ryan Gusto got 2-star week, it looks like, as of what Fantasy Pros is supposedly saying here. So who the hell knows? At Arizona and home against the Athletics. It's worth noting. Noah Cameron. Wait a minute. That's not how that works. The Kansas City Royals have an off day on Thursday, so he's not going to be a 2-starter if he's pitching on Tuesday. That's BS. Looks like the Renzen's 2-starter. I love Fantasy Pros, but I rely on this page for these probables, but they seem to not make sense a lot of times.
Wrong!
Yes, wrong. Not cool. Jay Bird Chat already let us know, but thank you for confirming. Paredes to the IL. Bye. Zebby Matthews, right? So Zebby, who I tried to pick up a couple times right before the All-Star break or during the All-Star break fab. Zebby is back, and, he pitched at Coors. We all know how that shit goes, right?
Coors.
It happens, but, he's back now, so he's in the rotation. He's going to get another shot this week. And I still think there's some places where you could add Zebby Matthews, and I think you should still consider it. I know he had the shoulder issue, so you're like, I don't know if I can trust him, but he'll take on the Nats at home next week, it looks like, from what I'm seeing. So that's only a 1-starter, but it's worth noting we want to be in business. So Frankie Montas and Sean Manaea are both back in the Mets rotation. They've been back for a bit now, too, but neither one has a 2-start week. Pittsburgh has 2 TBDs for Monday and Tuesday. Is that, what the hell? It's got to be Paul. I think this thing's just messed up. Maybe this is a waste of time on my part. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing anything else worth mentioning for 2-start streamers. Although, Brad Lord is in the rotation for Washington now, but he won't get a 2-star week. But if you like Brad Lord as a closer and then you thought he'd be better as a starter, then go ahead. I'm not so sure of that. I still think, look, Finnegan's going to get dealt, right? No. Probably not. Every year I wait for Finnegan to be dealt because the Nats are playing for nothing, and he doesn't get traded. Now, that was the old regime. Remember, they cleaned house. So Rizzo's gone. Davey Martinez gone. Bye.
Great job.
Yeah, great job. He did win a title. So, it's like the Joe Dumars thing with the Pistons. He did win 1 title, but then he was so bad. Darko Milicic, shit like that. It's like,
Wow, dude.
is that worth it to you? I don't know. Jordy says, oh, no. I got to go right to this. Gore gives up 4 in the first. Ugh. That hurts. That hurts me because I love Mackenzie Gore, and he's rostered on a lot of teams. Buzz Kill City. Damn it. Do you think Woodruff will sustain the success he has or regress a little? Once upon a time, Brandon Woodruff was an excellent pitcher. He was. So, the fact that he's showing that stuff again, it seems legitimate. Does it not? I mean, he hasn't walked anybody yet. It's only been 10 innings, so he's going to walk somebody eventually. But I would get on this ASAP and see how long it lasts. Because he's not a shitty pitcher if he's healthy and he's showing the old Brandon Woodruff that we used to know. The Woodruff that I used to know. Remember that song? That was everywhere back in 2013. So I should have read a check, probably.
So you better run a check. Tickety-check yourself before you wreck yourself. Tickety-check yourself before you wreck yourself.
No, I don't think he'll regress. When Paramount owned Kings Island, they had all the cool IP rides. Now it's all generic bullshit. Oh, right, like, was it Paramount or Warner Brothers? Or was Six Flags with Warner Brothers because they had the Batman ride? That's Six Flags, right? Let's get our theme park straight here. Chad says, Brady Singer, interesting 2-start week. Okay, yep. Dang, spoke too soon. Now it's 5. Okay, stop buzzkilling me, Todd. You're killing me. Marcus Smart to sign with the Lakers. Figured no one said that yet. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. You think he's got anything left, Jay Bird? I'm not sure he does. Killing me. Yeah, Gore gets hurt, and he hurts you. He gives up 5 runs in his first inning. It's hell on earth. Welcome to hell. It happens. Mackenzie Gore eventually has to break down, right? Maybe it was a good time to sell before the break now. You're saying he give up 5 runs today in the first inning, and I'm not very depressed. But also, you have a bad outing, you come out the All-Star break, you're out of your routine, he'll get back into it. Just let it go. Luis Heel will get all the innings he can handle this year and is almost back. Okay, yeah, you're right. We're getting close to that point. That's someone. John Gray, by the way, is another one of these guys. Luis Heel still has more rehab starts to make, at least 1, maybe 2, right? He's also, they need him. And if Heel could be good, that'll be great. But I'm not so sure that's going to be the case right away, as always. But John Gray will he be back this week? Possibly, right? So he threw 61 pitches his last start. He's made 3 starts already, and they'll take a look at him and decide if he needs to do one more now. But John Gray's on the brink of returning, which is good news. They need him. So, and John Gray is serviceable in Texas. You know, that's a guy that you want to get in business with, right? You know, 14 teamers and deeper for sure, and 12 teamers you'll monitor, keep an eye out on John Gray. Kyle Bradish is starting his comeback too. He'll be back maybe in a month. He's got rehabs to do. I don't know how useful he'll be either, but these are guys. I've told you guys I'm done with these stashes on guys coming back from Tommy John or a thoracic outlet syndrome surgery, whatever it is. Any of these major elbow, shoulder, arm surgeries, I'm not stashing these guys anymore. Yuri Perez was the one exception because he's a young guy who has his career ahead of him, and it took a couple starts, but he's settled in. But the exceptions are much more rare than the normal, which is, hey, it doesn't work out. It takes a while, and I don't have time to waste on this shit. And Sandy Alcantara is the worst example, but it's also that maybe his stuff is trash now, which is sad to say. But I read a great article about this a couple weeks ago. I kind of laid it out on CBS.com, CBS Sports. And it was like, yeah, this guy's stuff is not good anymore. His fastball gets murdered. Slider's still pretty good, but yeah, it's kind of bogus. Josh! What's up, Josh? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Mike, late start for me, but wanted to say hello. Happy Sunday. Josh, from all of my people to all of yours, I wish you an absolutely healthy and beautiful Sunday. Okay? God damn it. Wrong button. I ruined it.
Great job.
No, I do, Josh. Great to see you, my friend. Thanks so much. Jordy says, right, Six Flags is Warner Brothers. Okay, we got that cleared up. Shane Mack is a prime example. I keep telling you guys, this guy he's got nothing to offer, man. This is major problems. He's been gone for so long. He's had more arm problems. He's got nerve issues in that left arm. I'm just not buying it. I don't want anything to do with Shane McClanahan this year, and I'm going to stay on that path. Lock me in. Okay? I'm not changing my tune. Charles says, do you want Bubba or Painter in head-to-head 10 team? Bubba, I guess, but, you know, both guys are good. We really don't have any insight as to who will get the call here. Remember, Aaron Nola is coming back for the Phillies eventually here, so less opportunity for Painter, more opportunity for Bubba, especially if the Pirates are dumping and moving on at the trade deadline. So I'm going to say Bubba. I'm going to lock that in too. Okay, there you go. Star says Sale will be good when he comes back from rib injury. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of rib injuries, Alec Boehm. So he gets hit in the ribs before the All-Star break, and then he's ready to go on Friday. Everything's fine. They put him in the lineup, and then Saturday he's out, and now he's on the IL with a broken rib? What the hell, man? What the hell happened there?
Great job.
No, it's not a great job. It's terrible, man. They should have run a check on Boehm's ribs.
So you better run a check.
Right?
I apologize.
Yeah, Boehm owes me an apology. So now Boehm's screwed. That's bad news for Philly. They need him. It's time to make the run here. Maybe they'll make a trade too. I mean, Boehm with a rib for a hitter. I mean, you know, the intercostals, those delicious intercostals we love on this show. A fractured rib is a problem for a hitter. That's going to take some time, right? Yes Network is saying Heel will throw one more start and it'll be activated around July 28th. Yeah, that makes sense. Blurb says one more. Okay, everyone's on Heel. You can get better pitchers in a 10-team league than those two. Right. I think he's just thinking about an NA spot, possibly if it's Yahoo. But we don't know that. You're right, Star. But the general, he said Cease was on the waiver wire. He'd rather have Cease than Bubba and Painter. Absolutely. So I agree with you there. You can lock me in, and I won't apologize for it.
I apologize.
You don't have to apologize, okay?
I bet you would, Panama Red.
I bet you would. Okay. Anything else? Last call. I feel a little unprepared here. I had a long day of football yesterday, so that was heavily on my mind, the Scott Fish Bowl. But I'm going to do more of my work here. I got to grind. It's an important weekend. I can't believe I ended up spending $33 on Ventos, and I got Brady House for $12. And the fact that Boehm got hurt now, because Boehm's on my main event, I'm really glad I have Ventos and House to fill the void at third base, right? So I caught a break there, even though I had to spend a little bit more. I was running low on funds here, so that's 33 plus 12 is $45. And I got Seth Halverson. I outbid someone $4 to $3. Woohoo! Desperate saves losers. But, you know, Robert Garcia got the save, so I got Josh Hader, who, by the way, people are like bailing on Josh Hader now, right? like it's bogus, bad times. Guy's not going anywhere. I think I saw Charles talking about this on Twitter X that if Hader loses his job, they signed him to a 3-year, $95 million deal. This guy is their closer, and they'll work through it with him. So Hader's not going anywhere, in my opinion. I think his last outing, he went 2 innings and was fine. So just to clarify, just to get it on the record, don't sweat it. Shit happens to everybody, even Josh Hader. As my Tigers showed last year, remember the playoffs?
Go Tigers.
That was amazing. Remember, it was the man himself, the quad A player, if you will. Andy Ibanez. Andy Ibanez with that clutch hit because Hader threw him a fastball. Should have thrown that slider, Hader. You blew it. Ben Rice behind the dish today. Yeah, well, us Ben Rice people, he's eligible at catcher now. He has been for a week or two in my Fantrax League. I'm very happy about that. Charles P. says, thanks, Gove. Great show. Always good to see you, my friend. Input in a bid for Moncada in my 15 team after watching your show with Sant. Yeah, right? I like it, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. I think we talked about this on Sunday. If you missed it, me and Sam, that Moncada is an absolute trade piece for the Angels. Someone who needs a third baseman is the Yankees. And that's what my guy Joe is alluding to here. It makes a lot of sense. Don't know that it will happen. But Moncada's back now. He's healthier, I think. I know his knee is an issue, and we always know that Moncada is ready to fall apart a lot. But when he's been playing, he's hitting, He had a home run before the break, and yesterday he went 2 for 2 with a dong, getting on base. This is a guy in 15-teamers absolutely should be rostered. Absolutely. So, there you go. Charles said Hader went 2 yesterday. Yep, there you go. And Joe says, lost Norby. Not the season for him. Yeah, I was really excited about Norby's year, but this Norby season looks like a lost cause. I agree with you, Joe. Real bummer there. Drats. Or as they say in Caddyshack, rat farts.
Great job.
All right, there you go. Make sure you follow Mike Virginia @_Mike VA. He is the man. Follow Britton Allen, 2 T's, 2 L's. Yukon Cornelius Discord channel is awesome. Having a lot of fun over there. And yeah, if you feel like we help you out, donate to the show. We got the little banner down here for Venmo. I'm going to have to update this too, so it has all the other ones. That's so funny. I'm really hung up on that, aren't I? Oh, Charles, before we go, Ventos or Marte rest of season, head-to-head 10-team? I think I got to go Nuelvi on that one, right? I like Ventos, but better park, just more power, possibly, opportunities. Star agrees with it's Marte. There you go. We both agree it's Nuelvi Marte over Mr. Ventos. Don't forget, Adrien Del Castillo is a god. He's a great catcher. He's a great hitter, too. He can play first base. And I'm not sure the D-backs are selling, but ADC will be involved. I love ADC. I think if you need a catcher, you absolutely want to add ADC. Even if you don't, just to have him and kind of consider, well, maybe this guy will be better than the catcher I have now in 2 weeks. Just think about it. Think it over, okay? Please? I just want to make sure I mention anybody else that maybe should be added before I leave. I like the Luke Keishel haul. He's finally beginning his rehab, so he'll be back soon. And I think the Twins they're not any better than when he left the team, when he got hurt, broken arm, right? So they're going to use Luke Keishel. They need him in the lineup, I feel like. Guy was a real force for the brief time he was available for the Twins. So good call, get ahead of things. If you want to get desperate for saves, Anthony Bender got a save. I really like Ronnie Henriquez, but Anthony Bender got the save yesterday. So if you want to speculate on Bender, that's cool. But the Marlins only 5 games under 500. They're not going to make the playoffs, but will they move Bender or Foucher, Calvin Faucher, or Ronnie Henriquez? I like Henriquez a lot. I don't care what anybody says. I think even though he didn't get the save yesterday, they still rely on him as an important factor in that bullpen. But some save speculation stuff there. And then the trade stuff is really going to pick up in the next week, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll be back. We got the Monday night show, the Prospects Power Hour. It'll be me and Robbie only. Ben's got some commitments with work, so it'll just be me and Robbie on Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll be back on Friday. Mike will be back for vacation. Britton should be back for vacation, and we're going to do what we do. Get back in our thing And also football. Yep. You don't want to hear it, but football is coming. I'm going to start posting the first football stuff here in the next 10 days. Deal with it. Move on. Grow from this experience, okay? ADC is very good. This guy's awesome. Who cares about Gabriel Moreno? I don't. ADC is a superior hitter. I don't know if he's a superior catcher. I admit that, but can't win them all. All right, so make sure you run a check.
Great job.
Great job, everybody. Michael Govier, Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's.
Utah.
Thank you so much for
Give me
being
2.
here. Subscribe, like the video, share it with the peeps. Get the word out. Bye-bye.